So sometimes as if to fight for Nigerians, you have to first fight Nigerians. To fight for Africans, you need to first fight Africans to understand that they need to be fought for. I started my career doing music.
Okay.
Music. Yes, as a young boy, I was doing music. I used to belong to an acapella group, actually. Because our name, was gospel, Exalters of Righteousness. Okay. So you now say, let's invite Exalters of Righteousness acapella band. And then this guy comes out first. So people were not thinking this guy is acapella that owns this band.
Someone that get into the industry at that time, at that age, you probably will get some pushback from friends, family, maybe parents, because we're both from Nigeria. Our parents want us to be medical doctors or engineers. Did you get that pushback of why did you want to do comedy?
Yeah, mine was from my dad. Not because he was rich. Let's not get it twisted. My dad didn't understand. He wasn't the one doing the business. He said, so if people no laugh, you no go chop.
You learn from a lot of people, from people who meet in person or people who work. Is there any one of them that kind of have an impact in your career that you're like, I like what this, I'm going to hold tight to the way they do it? Is there any one of them that you look up to at that time?
Like Emmanuel that you spoke about.
Yes.
During the COVID era, they were racking up 50 million views on YouTube.
Wow.
By so doing, Emmanuel has sold Nigerian comedy to the lady from Philippines.
Yes.
She has sold Nigerian comedy to the guy from Mexico. And so the lady from Philippines meets me and I say, I'm from Nigeria and I do comedy already.
Yeah, they have that.
There's some Nigerian comedy that has sold Nigerian comedy to her already. So I think one of the things that helped our global exposure is maybe our numbers.
What do you mean by numbers? Population. Okay.
And then Nigerians are known for excellence. If we want to do a thing, we go all out.
Yes.
First of all, we bring what is marketable.
Yeah.
And we have the numbers to help market it. I think everybody has a responsibility to hold leaders accountable, regardless of a profession, whether you're a banker, comedian. Yeah, but everybody's going to operate in their capacity. Like for me, I have a personal belief that the easiest way to pass a message is through humor. One day then, they don't come enter with golf.
Don't say they don't carry golf.
They don't know they yet. Ask and true life story. They don't enter with golf. Now go ask and now this comedy, what would they do? You take buy golf.
On another thing.
He say yes now. I asked him 3 times. Don't no lie for me. Now this joke, you take buy golf. He say yes. Now sir, now they waste time for this video club. Me for one, I can't remember the last time I did anything for any government. I don't do. In fact, I was born in Lagos. I've lived in Lagos my whole life. I've never been to the Lagos State government house. Not to visit, not to perform, no, I've never. Not something that they can determine. You can't determine who will watch my video in America. Yes. You can't determine who will watch my video in the UK.
Yeah, but is there anything you think I didn't ask you today that you would have loved to talk about?
You did ask me if I want to relocate to Canada.
Okay. We're back again on another episode of the Seven Voice Podcast. And I'm your host, Azeez Adesanya. I'm really glad today that we have a very unique guest today. Is one of the biggest names in the comedian industry, in the entertainment industry in Nigeria. I would say is one of our own son that is doing us proud globally, both in Nigeria. He has sold out shows back in Nigeria, outside of Nigeria. Is someone that when you hear him talk, you don't even know where what he's going to tell you will end, but you will definitely laugh. And today we have the one and only acapella in the house.
Yes. I for shout, but no need.
Shout, acapella. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
For a lot of people that they don't know who is acapella, you want to tell my audience who you are?
Who am I? Okay, my name is Acapella, of course, a stand-up comedian, practicing comedy. If you're a lawyer, I go start been practicing.
Okay, you've been practicing everything.
Practicing stand-up comedian for over 24 years.
Wow.
Doing entertainment for over 24 years. I'm a Nigerian, proud one at that, and that's who I am.
Before we even go into our conversation today, yesterday you did a show at the Dawn show last night. The Dawn is one of our top comedians as well from Nigeria. He's one of our king of comedy here in Canada, and you killed it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, they don't want you to leave. when you ask, can we stop the show? They said no,
yeah.
we can't stop. And that shows, your craft, the skills, and how much people love what you're doing. And I always wonder the name Acapella. Where does it come from? Where does the name come from?
It's been a long time. So I started my career doing music.
Okay.
Music. Yes, as a young boy, I was doing music. I used to belong to an a cappella group, actually.
Okay.
Yes, of course, almost every entertainer started from church. So and in those days, to sing in church, most music were bands. Just like even in secular, you had Plantation Boys.
Yeah.
You had Remedy. Everybody came in bands. Yeah, So we had a group of 5 guys who were doing music with our natural voices. So where a cappella came from was that I've always been the funny guy.
Okay.
So the funny guy was like a plus that our own group had. So if you invite us, this group has a guy who is funny.
Okay. You give them comedy
so
music.
By the time you introduce us on stage, I'll come out first.
Okay.
I usually come out first, do a bit of comedy for like 5 minutes, and then the other guys join me. So like when someone else says, let's invite because our name was gospel, Exalters of Righteousness.
Okay.
So you now say, let's invite Exalters of Righteousness a cappella band, and then this guy comes out first. So people were now thinking this guy is a cappella that owns this band.
Oh my God.
So it was like a nickname thing. So if you want that group, just call that a cappella. In fact, initially I didn't like it because we would fight that time.
You're like, why will you call me a cappella?
Yes, which kind of talk be that? But you know how it is. The more you fight them, the more the people kept going at it, and then that's so it was because I did music. I was doing music.
Wow. Yeah. So you were doing music, and I think now that you mentioned music, I can see where some of the comedy we got last night that involves some sort of music.
Yes.
I can see where it comes from now. But music is where you started.
Yeah.
You had a group of other musicians. You go out there, you perform. Where did the comedy start? Like, you were funny, but when did you know that, what, I think I want to do comedy?
I'm going to be truthful. So when we had the group, usually they will invite us as a group.
Mm-hmm.
And, yesterday there was no money in entertainment, of course. So what we usually get was like envelopes, like what they call honorarium. So those days they will give us like 550 men, like you give us like, what do I say? We were teenagers anyways. Not like we're just young boys. So not like we're doing it for money anyways. But I can remember that those they will give us 3K and something like that. We'll go and share. So we had a concert one night and the MC didn't show up on time. It was our uncle. It was also we were hosting other musical groups right now. So our MC didn't show up on time. Then the guys were like, guy, you don't see now. Say MC no can now lay you funny for you. You be like say you go to do am first. When the guy comes, unfortunately the guy never came.
That's good.
And that was how I became the MC for the. So every time they want to sing, I'll join to sing. And then when we leave, yes, so. And then after that night, some other people from other groups were like, I be like, say these guys are busy. And so, I started getting individual invites, like come and host our own, what do you call it, music concert. Yeah. So I started becoming too busy for the group.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes I've already had an engagement somewhere else. They are calling the group somewhere else. And what they would give us as a group was what they were giving me individually with each viewpoint of mine.
Yeah, like, wait, it seems it's a business actually.
Yes, so at the time I didn't know what to do. Not like I chose comedy over music. I was just trying to balance both. But when I realized I was getting more attention or more recognition doing comedy, I'm like, instead of putting my 2 hands let me just focus on one and then have a beer. That's how I faced comedy.
And yesterday I've watched a lot of comedy. Of course, you really see an Nigerian that won't know your name, but yesterday was the first time that I'm going to watch you live.
Okay.
You as I said, you came there, you shut everything down. You add a lot of more value to an amazing night already before you came in. But of course, you being there, it makes it even more amazing. What was your? What do you think about last night when you get that kind of love or support from people? How do you feel?
The feeling is indescribable. It's just like when a doctor goes in and does surgery for a patient and it comes out successful. That feeling like you are reassuring yourself, okay, I know this work.
Okay.
Because flying down all the way from Nigeria to come and have a bad day was not going to be it, right? You know, so when a comedian risk everything to say, I'm bringing this guy from Nigeria, even though the Nigerians know the guy, but of course he flew down all the way from Nigeria, and then he delivers. First off, he gives the me, who is a comedian who came from Nigeria, he validates my brand.
Yes.
To say he knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
And of course, he also elevates the guy who stuck his neck to say, I'm bringing this guy. People say, okay, for the Don to go bring this guy. No wonder now this guy the Don bring. So it's a feeling that reassures you that you know what you're doing. So I was so happy yesterday night, having flown down all the way, almost 16 hours. You know, you go stop over for America, you come another, and then you went that beautiful. It's a very happy feeling.
The Don is a good friend of mine. Is one of the big names in the comedy industry, both back in Nigeria and here. Well, how did you guys get to collaborate? I know you shared a little bit of the story, like, okay, you guys work on radio shows together in Nigeria, but how did that unique friendship that's now business partnership, how does it start?
When we started entertainment initially, like I said, it wasn't properly directed. We didn't know where we were going with it. Okay, let me use myself for instance. Mm-hmm. When I started doing music and comedy, I didn't know it was what I was going to do professionally. Like I like business. I wanted to be a businessman, So in 2005, as a teenager, I had a video club. That's to tell you how I love. Yes, wow. I owned a video club.
Wow.
So the Don was living in that same. The Don was the last white. Who was living? I was in Last Protect. He was the last white. Yeah. So we lived in the same environment, So I owned a video club. I was selling movies, musical CDs, comedy CDs, and of course, if you remember Night of 1,000 Laugh of those days.
Of course.
Yeah. So one of the CDs I sold those days had the Don on it. Wow. So, you're just in your store, and then this guy that you just sold his CD walked into the store.
Wow.
I'm like, guy, no, you I see for
for your CD, I just said
Night of 1,000 Laugh. He said, and that time he had one joke that was a banger. Like that joke was a banger. I'm talking about 2005. The joke was a banger across the whole nation. So I'm like, so when he left, I was telling my boy, say, I know this guy. I know this guy. I did selling CD. So doing comedy myself, at the time. So I went to him, I'm like, I did do comedy too, even when I get this shop, but I did do comedy too. And of course, at that time it was a thing of like iron trying to sharpen iron. And that's how our relationship started. Not too long after we started a radio show. He started a radio show and then I joined in with him, just a few months after. And it's been 21 years.
Wow.
Amazing friendship.
So the friendship of 21 years, I see that it's definitely strong.
Yes, because we went through a whole lot of hassles together. In those days we were growing. You had the likes of Basket Mouth, I Go Die. At the time, late Mohammed Danjuma, Besoj Tara Jr. So we're just like young guys who were in the business, building each other. And it's an amazing feeling that 21 years after, we are still both in the business.
And you're doing it in a great way.
Yeah.
And when I had the Don as well on my podcast, he talked a lot about those names you mentioned now.
Yeah.
Basket Mouth, the Danjumas, the top big comedians at that time. Is there any one of them, apart from having that close relationship with the Don, at that time, is there any one of them that actually have a big impact, either directly or indirectly? Because we learn from a lot of people, from people who meet in person or people who what. Is there any one of them that kind of have an impact in your career that you're like, I like what this, I'm going to hold tight to the way they do it? Is there any one of them that you look up to at that time?
Yeah, it was Okey Bakassi.
Okay. Okey Bakassi.
It was Okey Bakassi because at the time I was like the hottest kid in the block. Okey Bakassi had gone to do politics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was working with the then Imo State governor. And so while he left entertainment to do politics, he was hearing that there's this, he get one young guy now. That guy is scatter everywhere. So one day he met me at the show in Festac, and then after I did my thing, he came to me and said, I'm just going to tell you 3 things. Okay, first of all, it was the Don who told me, the Don himself told me, I've forgotten one of the big comedians he said told him. So he told me that if you go for a show, that there are 3 people that the audience leave, that creates a memory, what do you call it? That leaves a memorable mark in the mind of the audience.
Yes.
The person that stole the show, the guy who's next to him because he's agreeable. Some people might say, no, I prefer this other guy. And then the unique guy. The guy who stands out, whose style stood out. So when I met Okey Bakassi, he told me the same thing. And said one of the ways that you can keep going in this business is to be yourself. No pressure. Don't put yourself under any celebrity pressure. While your friends are trying to be celebrity, work as hard as you can to be a better comedian, because if you become that, you'll be celebrated regardless. And so he told me, lead a simple life. If you want to eat bread and akara, go and buy it where they are buying it. Just do your thing. And you know, and if you look at his life, you know, from the very first day I saw Okey Bakassi, he was a superstar. See, today he's a superstar. So it's not like he's giving you a template that he has used that worked. And that's what I have. And here I am.
You as you mentioned at the beginning of our conversation, you get into this industry at a very young age.
Yes, right? Very, very.
And someone that get into the industry at that time, at that age, you probably will get some pushback from friends, family, maybe parents, because, you know, we're both from Nigeria. Our parents want us to be medical doctors or engineers. You know, did you get that pushback of why did you want to do comedy?
Yeah, mine was from my dad. Not because he was rich. Let's not get it twisted. He just didn't understand the idea. Do you understand? Because at the time, entertainment was not big. The only entertainment that was even gaining recognition was basically maybe music was starting to gain recognition, because you know,
and you don't leave music go this
already. You know, because when I did music across, but I played the keyboard, I did almost everything around, you know, because I was a young boy, I had nothing to lose. I was just exploring everything. So, you know, I owned a video club, don't forget.
Yes.
So my dad said, wait, you are going to close this video club
to go and
do comedy. Because while I was operating the video club, not too long, then we had, what's their name, Multi-Choice. Okay. DSTV came.
DSTV, yeah.
I know they were now showing African movies as well. So the video club business was
dying.
I needed to
pivot.
You know, move on to the next thing. My dad didn't understand. He wasn't the one doing the business. He said, so if people don't laugh, you no go job.
Oh my God.
You know
that question.
Yeah, so if people don't laugh, you no go job. So that's not funny. So like there was a lot of pushback from him. I woke up one morning, I saw some of his friends that I used to know as a kid growing up. They were seated outside. I thought they were looking for my dad. So I was living there. I said, he's inside. They said, no, it's you we came to see.
Now you
me? I said, me? They said, I would, like, just imagine I'm now. You're picking your wake up. Your friends, as I say, now in the can't see. One I can't see me. And then they started the sermon. Now person will chop belly food and they make another person happy. Want. If I, to be honest, I left my house. This was exactly in 2006.
Wow.
I left my house. I went to stay with Sheilo. You know Sheilo, yes. So what I was doing, I'll go to Sheilo's house. I'll stay from morning till night. Then come back when everybody's asleep. I just sleep, yes, and then
because your father don't go calling.
Because you don't call family meeting. I don't want to say I'm again. You know, because I already knew that the video club thing was not working.
Wow.
I needed to move on to, and at the time, you know, you cannot see inspirations around you. In fact, one of the things that inspired me, let me not lie, when they stay one day, then they don't come enter with golf.
They don't carry golf.
They don't know they yet. Ask and true life story. They don't enter with golf. Now, answer. Now this comedy, what would they do? You take buy golf.
On another thing.
He say yes now. I asked 3 times. Don't no lie for me. Now this joke, you take buy golf. He say yes. Now sir, now they waste time for this video club. So I can't see my father like enemy of progress.
Oh my goodness.
Because I don't know how to explain to her and say, my guy,
don't buy
golf.
And those days, golf was it.
I mean, I know so I funny like this, my guy. Why I no go fit buy golf? You know, so I left. You know, but at the time, it wasn't too much pressure because I was a young boy. Nobody was expecting too much from me.
That's true, actually.
You know, but and so.
Do you think that age was one of the, like, you knowing that I have nothing to lose was part of what helped you? Because I asked that question because a lot of people today, I mean, I'm still young. Don't let me age myself, okay? I'm very young. I'm in my 20s, okay?
Yes.
But a lot of people
your
today...
second 20s.
Come on, acapella. A lot of people will come around now and they'll be like, I'm talking about people that are actually 20 years old.
Yes.
21. and they feel like they're old already. And I look back, I'm like, what I know today, that's the age I will risk everything. What will you say to that kid now that is at that age of 17, 18, trying to put pressure on himself, thinking he has not achieved what his friend have achieved at 21? What will you tell them, knowing what you know today?
I just think everybody should move with their pace, because I think environment also shaping us. If you're coming from Africa, age 21, you are seen as a child. Age 23, as a small boy, waiting the hurry.
Yes. No.
But to be honest, in developed world, you start carrying responsibility sometimes from 16. Look at Barcelona. A little boy of 18 years old is shouldering so much responsibility.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, so if you can, the thing is that, like they will say in football, if he can play, he's of age. Of course, he can do it. You can see that he can do it. You're saying he's a 14-year-old, but he's doing what a 21-year-old is not. He's doing what a 30-year-old is not. Then field him. You know, so but at that young age, it's okay to explore everything. One of the things that helped me, there was no pressure. I didn't say, oh, it has to be comedy, or it has to be music, or it has to be business. I was just doing everything.
Being yourself.
Yes, at that age, I was just doing everything. Eventually, time to shaped everything. As I was getting older, I started realizing that I think I loved comedy more. So since I love comedy more, I channeled more energy into doing. And then another reality is that you are, as a young person, just do everything, because you get to the stage where nobody will pressure. But you say you feel, but you don't do what you want to do. You do what works. At this stage that you are now, you are not doing what you love. You are doing what is working.
That's true.
There's no time to do. But if God now blesses you, what you love is what is working. You have hit, that's double siki for Ludo.
You're one of, as I said at the beginning of the conversation, you're one of the pride of Nigeria in terms of comedy industry. We know we have likes of Basket Mouth, AY, but your name is a big brand in the country, and Nigerian comedy has gone global now.
Yes,
I used to live in the UAE in Dubai, and there was a day, not the first day I saw the video of this young girl, Emanuela, who is not a young girl anymore.
Yeah.
The first day I saw a video was from a Filipino. He came to me with his two other Filipino ladies. We're working together. They're like, come and see this girl. She's so funny. They don't even understand pidgin.
Yes.
Nigerian comedy has gone so global that it's like our music, honestly.
Oh yeah.
The way our music is global, our comedy is global as well. What do you think added to that exposure for us? And I still see some comedians that they're also popular back home, but they don't kind of add a little bit of global presence to it. How would you advise someone like that to kind of up their game to be able to be known globally as well? And what do you think is even helping the global exposure for us?
I think one of the things that helped our global exposure is maybe our numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, we have numbers.
What do you mean by numbers? Population. Okay.
Yes, because if you look across Africa, sometimes even for a Ghanaian artist to be big, Nigeria has to love the Ghanaian artist.
That's true.
For Amapiano to get to the level where it got to was when Nigerians
we have to turn into Nigeria Amapiano.
Yeah, it's South African beat, of course.
Yeah, of course.
100% South African. But when Nigerians are vibing, because we have numbers. Do you understand? We can push anything. Just like the Black American space, we can push anything. So I think numbers, and then Nigerians started migrating. Don't forget, a lot of Nigerians started, migrating. Just like you said, you were in UAE. We have some other Nigerians in Canada. One
of my mentors said, if you go to a country, you don't find a Nigerian, leave that country.
Nigerians started migrating, selling our culture. And because we've got the numbers, I think. And then Nigerians are known for excellence. If we want to do a thing, we go all out.
Yes.
Just like I said, when we started doing Amapiano, if you're not African, you would think it's a Nigerian thing. When Nigeria took over the Azonto style beat, it was Ghanaian.
It's Ghanaian as well. Yeah.
But when we enter ramp, everybody know. And so everything we want to do, we go all out. We put in everything. Look at Burna Boy. Of course, how many artists globally can even match his energy?
His numbers,
and so, first of all, we bring what is marketable. and we have the numbers to help market it. Just like as our Nollywood was doing those days. And then they'll say, oh, Nollywood is the third largest movie industry after Hollywood and Bollywood.
Yeah.
Right? Because we bring what is marketable. And those days, Nollywood was selling our stories. Nollywood started when they started trying to sell the story of the people they are selling to. Like, you can't sell an American story to an American more than.
Yes.
Do you understand? But when they were selling our stories, Nollywood was very big. And, so Nigerian entertainment, Nigerian comedy, a comedian that wants to go global has to do global. For instance, I don't leave the news. I'm always on the news. So I can tell a joke about Trump and Iran. It's global.
And people will relate it.
It's not Nigeria restricted. The guy from Korea, the guy from Japan, the guy, as long as the guy understands English, the story is not strange. So I try as much as possible to do global stories. And then sometimes I come to now tell people from other cultures my own story. I can also come and tell Americans African stories and do a bit of comparison. Oh, yeah, in America, this thing that you guys do like this. In Nigeria, this is how we do it. Oh, yeah, so that's how it works.
you mentioned something there that I was actually planning to touch on. Most of your comedy, most of your videos that I've watched, your shows, you always bring some like real life scenario, what is happening in our society. You kind of put it in in your comedy, right? So it makes me wonder, how do you get the idea of your comedy? Is this something that you just look around and see what's happening in my surrounding, and you bring humor and happiness from there to bring comedy, or is something you kind of get maybe at 3 a.m. is when you have to wake up, they bring the idea for you. How does it come?
Okay, so it's not specific.
Okay.
It's not specific. Sometimes you can be specific. So, man, this month now, I won't get 10 new jokes, and your head will blank that entire month.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's something that you do. So, because it's my talent. Sometimes I can't explain it. Me and you all of us can be here. Something happens here. Because I'm a comedian, the way I will see it is totally different from the way all of you here will see it. And so when I come to tell it as a joke, you cannot relate faster because you saw it.
You did one yesterday, the Iran and America.
Thank you.
You're like, the States, they're sleeping here. You're sleeping in Texas. You're like, yeah, someone have to be awake when Iran. I'm like, how did you get that? Iran and US are still just in the war now.
Yes. So because jokes are funnier when you can relate. If, for instance, I come to Canada and I'm doing immigration jokes for Africans, it's something that, because almost all Africans are migrated, so they can relate.
Yes.
So jokes are funnier when you can relate. Then there are some that you are intentional about. You say, okay, no, I want to follow this story. You are up by 3 a.m. You are trying to be informed about the story.
Okay.
Yeah. So in between, when you are telling the story, you infuse your own humor. So it just varies. It takes a whole lot of work. Sometimes it comes naturally. You are not planning it. It just comes.
You just bring it and
but as a comedian, say this one, you go just hold on. Then what you now intentionally do is to now
expand it.
Yes, expand it. Because what comes sometimes to your head is a punchline.
Yes.
A punchline can just come from nowhere. Maybe you're in the mall. Like, I'm just anywhere. Anything can just be. A punchline comes. You just hold the punchline first, then go and give it body. Yeah, that's how it works.
I want to touch on some, group of comedians, which I think a lot of comedians are actually doing that as well. People that are doing skit.
Okay.
If you don't grow up, like, if you're not as young as I am, okay, you won't know the difference between, like, stand-up comedy.
Yes.
We know what stand-up comedians do, and some of them now can do skit as well.
Oh, yes.
But I don't think we can ignore how skit makers actually help in making our comedy global.
Yes.
Do you agree with that? That part of why we are also known globally are those skits that people will just do. There are a lot of people now that are skit makers. They can't do stand-up comedy.
Oh yes.
Do you think those skit makers also help?
100%. I think they did.
Do you think they are shifting away the idea of stand-up comedy to skits now?
No.
Do you think there's any competition?
No, I don't think so. There's always been slapstick. There's always been slapstick. There's stand-up. When we were growing up, there were the likes of Zebudaya now. There were the likes of Osofia, Mr. Ibu. They've always been there. It's just that in this time and age, it's short. They've always been guys who do acting, and then they're the guys who do stand-up comedy. In America, you have Dave Chappelle, you have Kevin who shuttles both stand-up and then, of course, acting. But I think agreeing to the fact that they also contributed to us growing up. I 100% agree, because majority of Nigerian skit makers blew up during the COVID era.
Yes.
When people were indoors. Right? To be frank with you, a lot of the skit that they were doing was jokes that we are told as stand-up. So it's like visualizing a story that has been told.
And making
you
it,
understand?
More
Easily,
better.
because the man, the guy from Korea, the guy from Afghanistan who doesn't understand English, but he can see acting. Do you understand? Because there are a lot of people who can act comedy and not even say a word. The likes of Mr. Bean, there were a lot of them, right? Yeah. So the person may not understand what they are even saying, but he can see what they are acting. So it was sort of, because you can see their views. You see, like Emanuela that he spoke about.
Yes.
During the COVID era, they were racking up 50 million views on YouTube.
Wow.
So by so doing, Emanuela has sold Nigerian comedy to the lady from Philippines.
Yes.
She has sold Nigerian comedy to the guy from Mexico. And so the lady from Philippines meets me and I say, I'm from Nigeria and I do comedy already.
Yeah, they have that.
There's some Nigerian comedy that has sold Nigerian comedy to her already. So I think they contributed so much.
I recently have been seeing, and I think it's not only recent, but the ones that are recent, you talk about Nigerian situation, and I want us to kind of touch on it, because it's the country that we all came from. We all love Nigeria, and we have our challenges. We know what we are going through, the government, the situation in the country, and you do put it in some of your comedy. Do you think, as a comedian and a professional in the entertainment industry, do you think there is a role that you guys owe to be able to put our leaders, like, hold them accountable for what they're doing? And do you think your colleagues are doing it?
I think everybody has a responsibility to hold leaders accountable, regardless of a profession, whether you're a banker, comedian. Yeah, but everybody's going to operate in their capacity. Like for me, I have a personal belief that the easiest way to pass a message is through humor. Humor gives it a soft landing, But I don't already tell you. So when I say a joke, but of course,
not true.
I don't pass the message. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then if you react too much, people go say, no be joking, they joke. They take so, and that's why I try as much as possible to learn my voice through humor. That's the only platform that I have. I'm not a senator who can go to the chambers and fight for the people that I represent. I'm not a House of Rep member, but this is my own constituency. I have a voice. I have the people listening, both people of power and then both the elites and the masses. So every time I grace the stage and I understand that there's a grievance going on in the minds of the people, the fastest way to tell the people in power is through this platform, because they will see it. The only thing is that whether they will act on it is left, but they will see it. They see it every time, yes. Of course, they see it every time. The people don't know the things that we get to face when we do some of these things. We lose a lot of things. A lot of phone calls come, a lot of, So sometimes, that's why I see sometimes it's as if celebrities are celebs. Sometimes they don't want to
say.
Yes, because the masses don't understand what goes. Because if an ordinary person comes out and call out the president, they don't care. They just feel like, who's listening? If I put out a message, if Basketman puts out a message, it can change the mind of people, 10,000 Nigerian youths, to start looking towards what the president is doing. And so once they see that so they do a lot of things, to be honest, to try to stop you, instead of try to correct the things that we are pointing out.
They try to just stop you from talking.
They try to quiet you.
Have you ever been, obviously I know you might have been threatened. I'm not talking about your life, but about your business as well. Is there any time that you feel like you're going to choose to not say the truth over, just because of the fear that you're like, I'm just going to I'm going to trade that to them? Because I think, to be very honest, a lot of comedians, a lot of musicians, a lot of artists that are known in Nigeria, they're kind of giving up on that fight of, I'm just going to let it be. Is there any time that you feel like you want to just give up on that?
To be honest, I felt like that a lot of times. Because sometimes you do these things that you do, and then you realize that so sometimes as if to fight for Nigerians, you have to first fight Nigerians. I don't know if you understand what I mean. To fight for Africans, you need to first fight Africans to understand that they need to be fought for. And so when you start losing a lot of things for people who something can go wrong and then the same Nigerians can say, "May they talk now, Papa get Nigeria now." Have you not seen that sometimes we talk, some Nigerians come in comments and say this one a comedy, face your comedy.
Face your comedy. Politics is not for you.
Does the policy select who it affects? The policy affects the banker, the lawyer. What makes you think that you are more credible to speak? Because I'm a comedian, you think I'm unserious. Some of them don't even go school, reach us. Okey Bakassi, an engineer. A lot of Elipo is PhD holder. She's professor now.
Yeah, I think she's even lecturing in university.
You know, so but because we find ourselves in this field, you do it in the sabe, go face your comedy. Is this one a film? Go out your film. And then behind the scene, you are losing a lot of things. You know, some things are on your table already, and then they comes and say,
let's take it away.
But you know, so they say you go need to resign. But one of the things that helped, that I think we need to be grateful for, entertainers, was that entertainment in Nigeria, or let me say in Africa, because African politics is almost the same across board, right? One of the blessings that we have is that entertainment became global. So we can now rack up numbers. We can make money from YouTube. We can make money from
and government
TikTok.
might not be able to stop that.
Yes, and that's why you realize that a lot of people can now come out to talk. Me, for one, I can't remember the last time I did anything for any government. I don't do. In fact, I was born in Lagos. I've lived in Lagos my whole life. I've never been to the Lagos State Government House. Not to visit, not to perform, no, I've never. And
you're doing your thing.
Oh yes, I'm super fine, because entertainment became big. It's not out of their hand. Do you understand? It's not something that they can determine. You can't determine who will watch my video in America. Yes. You can't determine who will watch my video in the UK.
Yeah.
And then platforms are now there to help you rack up figures while people are watching your videos. And so it don't come up for their hand.
Of course.
Yes.
There's something you mentioned now that I think, obviously you know who VDM is. And I'm not trying to mention his name. I don't know the kind of relationship you or anyone have with him. But I do, a lot of Nigerians will listen to him now because he's one of the figures. Recently, there's a video that someone said about him that is the one that can start the, I think, whatever they call it. Revolution, yeah. And he made a video. And exactly what he said, that to fight for Nigeria, you have to fight Nigerian first. And when you mentioned it, I'm like, okay, this sounds similar to what, for someone like VDM as well, who is now a very big name in Nigeria, do you think fighting, if you try to say, let me fight Nigerian first, do you think, or let me educate Nigerian first, because that's what you're trying to say in a nutshell, do you think the youth might be able to listen to him and then probably wake up from their sleep?
I think everybody pulls their weight. Everybody pulls their weight from one angle. Before VDM, there's been activist upon activist. Fela did everything that he did.
Exactly.
In fact, while Fela was alive, Nigerians didn't even say Fela. It was after he died. They started seeing the value. I think, but regardless, everybody has to pull their weight, enlighten the mind of the people. Because sometimes people don't even know that they're in chains. Because the only people that can rescue Africans are Africans themselves. It's not me, it's not you. I'm just one person. I can just lead an idea. In fact, we have gotten so weak now that we're looking for a messiah anywhere.
Yes.
Anybody that resembles a messiah, we don't care.
Which is why someone will tell us they can come and bomb us in Nigeria and we are okay.
Oh yes. Because to use as if the people who are here, they are not even taking care of me.
Yeah.
So the mindset is Kukuma destroy everything, everybody start afresh. Do you understand?
Wow, yeah.
So Africans, I keep using the word Africans because it cuts across. I've been to countless African countries, and you will see that the problem that we have is the same.
Yeah.
It's just as if you can just remove Tinubu from here and put in Ghana, bring Ghana president. It's just that in some areas, some do better than some.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, but liberation, revolution, or whatever you call it, freedom of the people must come from the people first themselves.
Let me come back to the entertainment industry.
Sorry to say, because one of the things that you must understand, if you allow somebody become a figurehead for a movement, it's an easy target.
That's true. If
you remember, one of the biggest movements across the world that happened, in fact, the biggest black movement after Black Lives Matter was NSAS.
Yes.
NSAS was global because the youth came out, they were fed up. And if you remember, when the youth were coming out to ask for accountability, the first response that came from the presidency, who is your leader? Because they were looking for a scapegoat. So that's where the fundamental problem is. The leaders are asking the people, who is your leader? They don't even know that they are the leaders.
Wow. And one thing, as you said, one thing unique about NSAS was, at that time, it was just the people.
The people.
It was just people like... Do
you understand? And that's why that movement was that successful. Because the people were now ready. So you cannot say it's this guy that's leading this movement. It's the people. It's the government and the people. And then the supposed leaders are now asking the people, who's your leader?
Wow. I have one last question before I will ask you some quick question that I hope you will be able to kind of give us. But I have one last question I want to ask you. From outside, comedy, entertainment look glamorous. It looks like it's something big. Everyone want to be there. But I know as a business owner, I know for sure it has its own, drawbacks. What's, in terms of making money, can you walk me through how challenging it is to be financially stable in that industry?
It's extremely financially problematic to be financially. Especially, the most difficult part of being a stand-up comedian is putting up a show. I think, for instance, I have a show coming up in Eko Hotel April 26. I've been doing for many years, since 2016.
Is it My Mic and I?
Yes, so in 2016, I started My Mic and I, which was a concept of a solo stand-up comedian to go on talk for 2 hours, 3 hours. And afterwards, I changed the brand. You know how it is after a while, you just do so. The one we're doing next is sometime in April. Yes, no boundaries. So because I want to talk about everything. Yeah, but one of the biggest challenges you have is funding. Yeah, because the project sometimes is going to cost you almost within 80 million to 100 million naira. How many tickets can you sell
to make
to
that
rack up 100 million naira?
So you need people that can back you financially.
Yes, you need financial backup. You need brands to come in. Maybe they want to come in form of sponsorship. Do you understand? That is the most difficult. That's when you say no matter the superstar, it starts looking like a madman. You have to reach out to this person, to that person, to that person. It is extremely. Sometimes when you have a brand, it's easier. At levels, it's easier for me to walk up to brands, get attention than it would be for maybe a new guy who started up 5 years ago. But and then the guy who started up 5 years ago cannot even do the capacity that I'm doing. So it is extremely challenging to, especially if you are from Nigeria, where the economy is tough now. First, we never chop 9-1 laugh. What you they charge? I ain't go take you are charging now. 10 million to make me laugh. I don't chop. Do you understand? So it's extremely challenging, but regardless, one of the biggest blessings that it gives us is access. I promise you, it gives us access. I can come to Toronto and meet the governor that same evening. I'm just using the word Toronto because, of course, politicians are easily accessible. I can go to any state in Nigeria where the politicians are seen as God.
And you'll be able to see
the governor that the deputy governor have not seen for 3 months. I can see him that evening, just because he sees me on TV. Yeah, that funny guy. Let him come now. It gives us access, and sometimes we now use the access to translate to finance, but it's a very tough one.
I want to also, we are wrapping up now, but I have some rapid question that you have to think on your feet and give us.
Okay. Can I drink this water?
Of course. When I see comedian people that do things like this, I want to know how fast they can reply. I know you guys, you just look at us and just throw jokes at us. What's the funniest thing that you've ever seen? The funniest moment that you have on stage, that you've seen or that happens to you on stage?
The funniest moment for any comedian? Funniest or...
Funny thing that happened?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Funny, weird, that you can remember, oh my God, I can't forget that part of this thing.
Because the craziest thing that has happened to me was having my show, right? Having my show those days. And then after the show, a woman came to take pictures. She was in the show. She came to take pictures with me. But she didn't know I was the owner of the show.
Oh my God.
I'm not joking. She didn't know it's my show that she came for.
When did she come to watch?
I don't know. She just came there. I don't know whether somebody brought her there. So while I was on the red carpet, and the man said, why is he only this guy here? And she said it's so loud. I should leave there. Say it's the owner of the show. Say,
Now you own the show.
Then the woman asked me, what's my name? She asked me in the presence, sorry, what's your name?
How did you feel? How did you feel?
Of course, how will I felt so bad. I did my show for more than 4-5 hours.
And you don't know what?
I was on stage for more than 1 hour.
Wow.
And you don't know saying on my show, you could ask me what to be my name. Yeah, you know.
Any Nigerian comedian that you've not worked with, that you just look forward to having collaboration with?
Okay, so yeah, I've worked with every Nigerian comedian, but I'm looking forward to having. It's in the books already. Myself and the stalker. We're about to go on a tour. It's called Fire and Ice.
Okay.
Yeah,
that would be the stalker is another.
Yeah.
is another top name. That would be very good.
You want to go all out and then do something next year. Fire and Ice.
I look forward to watching that. How it's going to turn out. This one you have to answer it and be careful because you're in Toronto now. Be careful. We can just make a call and call the immigration now.
Okay.
Like Toronto, London, Lagos. Who have the best crowd? What before you answer, okay?
Toronto, London
and Lagos. Tell me the city that have the best crowd.
You be like still at Lagos.
This guy, you are sending him to Lagos today. You are sending him back to Lagos today.
You know, but to be fair, to be honest,
okay.
To be honest, I've performed in Toronto quite a number of times. Yesterday was the best show I've had.
Wow.
Yesterday was the calmest I've seen the audience in Toronto.
Wow.
If you are talking of Calgary, they are calm. They will listen to comedy. In Toronto, you and the audience now 12 now they perform. You are doing comedy, but yesterday everybody was calm. I don't know what they told them. Do you understand? So if they calm like this, come on,
they don't told us to be calm.
If Toronto start to calm like this, I think they can win.
Don't worry. But next time when you come, we'll beat Lagos.
Yes.
Okay.
They can win. London is another amazing. So in fact, in the hierarchy, I think Toronto needs to be calm.
Okay. So let's say there's no comedy. What do you think Acapella will be doing today?
Business.
What kind of business?
I don't know. Maybe I will have a shop, a spare part shop in Alabama.
Spare part.
Or in Aspamda. I just now be doing buying and selling. And then for the love of it, I think I'll have a big supermarket. I like cash flow. I'm an Igbo man. I like cash flow.
See?
I don't like profit. I like cash flow.
Cash flow. Money coming in.
Let it just be coming. It doesn't matter the size.
Oh my goodness. What do you think you want people to remember you as? Like not, why you were gone. That's not the only part I'm trying to ask. What legacy do you think you want to leave for people? That when they remember Acapella, one of the things you want them to remember you about?
My impact. They should know that I stand for something. When I stand for the truth, I stand for the truth. I don't compromise. Not money, not anything. I don't worship money. I'm not hungry. Yeah, because I'm not a billionaire, but I'm a very content man. Right? I like that every time that my name is mentioned, what comes to the mind of people is integrity.
And that's very important.
Yeah, it doesn't compromise.
Acapella, we've been having conversation for almost 45 minutes. They've been giving me time. We have 5 minutes. But before I let you go, is there anything today you think I didn't mention? Because you as I said, it's not an interview, and it's like I have another show here on this podcast today, and I'm really glad for you saying yes to come. But is there anything you think I didn't ask you today that you would have loved to talk about?
You did ask me if I want to relocate to Canada. Maybe
okay. 2 bedrooms.
If it's 2 bedrooms.
Is it 2 bedrooms you want?
If I have a family, if I have a wife, if
it's 2 bedrooms, I'm in real estate.
Oh, Abi? Is it not God? This is rice and stew now.
I'm in real estate.
You did ask me why I'm not jackpot like every other person.
All right. Is it the jackpot conversation that I ask you, right? Don't worry. After this show, we'll tell you how to jackpot.
But it's been fun, man. It's been fun.
Thank you so much, Acapella. You make this episode far more than what I imagined. I expect it to be fun. I expect it to be informative. I expect it to be combination of comedy and real conversation. You've talked about business. It's just that you always bring things in a comedy way. But people that listen, they will know that this guy is throwing them. And I'm really, really glad that I have the opportunity of having you here today. And I really want to thank the Don as well for bringing this amazing man, not only to Canada, but be able to actually let me have him on the podcast as well. And Now that we've seen each other,
Yeah.
I am more confident that there should be more things that will happen between.
Yes, like my
the community.
2-bedroom.
I told you. I'm in real estate. Whenever you're ready,
Exactly.
tell me. Just give me a call. Your 2-bedroom is ready.
All right.
Ask the Don. The Don, right? I mean, Acapella, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming.
for
I
having me.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.